So I have another hypothesis that I want to run by you. And again, no evidence. I just want to test it out. So I think there's a social element to what women find attractive. So like a man, if he looks at a woman, he says, I think she's hot, regardless of what my friends think. But I think a lot of women, they kind of want to run it by their friends to see like, should I think he's attractive? What do you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think, yes, that is true to some extent, I think. As to why it happens, I think is a more interesting question. So there is evidence of effectively mate choice copying in women. So, and the way I sort of think of that is that it's other women's preferences are a source of information. So you've got your own perceived preferences, but what other people think is also a source of information as to the mate quality of that person. So maybe your own preferences, especially if female preferences are potentially more changeable in different contexts and at different points and for different women. So a woman who's higher in mate quality will have different mate preferences to a woman perhaps who's a bit lower in mate quality. And so therefore, if women's preferences generally are just more variable across contexts and circumstances and time, it might be more important for women to actually try to gauge what is people's consensus view of this man before I make a choice. That might be a more valuable source of information. Whereas if male mate preferences are more homogenous across men and less changeable within any given man, then a man's own judgment is not necessarily going to be improved much as a source of information by asking his mates what they think.
Mm.
So I think that's a potentially interesting reason for why you might get this difference in social information.